Hello everyone, welcome back to Gnippets. My name is Germ, and today I wanted to talk about my mom. In the last video, I talked about my dad, and I have a very different relationship with my mom. Not worse or better, I don't think, but just different, right? Obviously, dad is kind of the, not colder, but kind of more of the reserved, strong, silent type, while my mom is much more of the outward, loving, compassionate type. And I kind of had a similar conversation with her that I'd have with my dad, where I was like, I just wanted to say that, I'm grateful that you're my mom, and I know it was really difficult because she was quite a bit younger. I think she had my older brother when she was 20. She had me at 26, I think. So she basically didn't have a chance to be a kid, really. I remember when I went to college, she told me, we were having dinner together. She was like, "Yeah, I'm so proud of you for making it to college because I didn't go to college. I had kids instead." And it was such an insane moment to kind of hear, because it's a different world. It was a different time where it was insane to think about how back then, that was an option to just, kind of. Eventually she did pursue a career of her own stuff, and I think she did go to night school. But yeah, it was crazy to hear. So I was telling her, I couldn't imagine raising a kid right now, let alone in a couple years. And thanks for being my mom, and I love you and stuff like that. And maybe maybe this is ego, or maybe I've been watching too much Reddit, TikTok time stories or whatever. But she got up, she said "Oh, thank you," and we hugged it out, and then I went back to my room, and I was kind of expecting it to be a more extravagant affair. It was one thing to when I had that conversation with my dad. It kind of went how I thought it would. But with my mom, I thought it'd be a little more emotional. I thought there'd be crying and all this stuff. And it reminded me, I have this bad habit where I am very romantic in the literature sense, right? I kind of feel like my life is a movie, not necessarily in the kind of hype beast way, but in the sense that I kind of want things to be picturesque. I want things to unravel narratively, which is just not what real life is. Real life is a gross, grimy, crazy, beautiful thing. Things happen randomly, and it kind of put into the perspective there's a phrase I really like called "life imitates art." For a while, I just kind of said it for fun, but it really kind of hit me for the first time that what it's the idea that eventually the moment, the experience, and the situation, it all kind of lines up eventually, and creates this movie-like moment. So I'm getting a little better at kind of learning to appreciate, and this kind of also ties into another segue where I won't kind of say or express certain things because I want the fantasy of it kind of happening for me, or happening without my intervention, is maybe a little too powerful for me to overcome. I want to be the main character, right? I want to go through my hero's journey and be the protagonist, but that's not what real life is. We kind of have to buckle down and slog through this thing we call life. We're all doing it for the first time and trying to figure it out. And I guess that's becoming very apparent to me recently.